Hare Krishna. Om Gyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Ram Hare Hare. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you. Happy to see all of you here. Today, it is still Ekadashi because I think I heard we are breaking fast at 8:30. I am in Guruvayur for the past few days. Yesterday night, we had a beautiful darshan of Lord Guruvayurappa on the elephant. The night became very late. We came back at 11 o'clock, 11:30. This morning, we had an online session of Japa and Bhāgavatam with devotees online in Kerala. And by Krishna's mercy, I am having the opportunity to meet with all of you and try to share realizations on the wonderful books of Prabhupada. Here we have chosen to discuss the light of the Bhāgavata from Srila Prabhupada's works. It is something very special. So now I'll ask Tirtha Tilak Prabhu to initiate the reading of the shloka. Today's shloka is
5th one, Maharaj. Text 5, Maharaj.
Text 5. Yeah, please.
The evening in the rainy season is dark all around. There is no sight of the twinkling stars on the horizon or the pleasing moon. They are covered by clouds, and the insignificant glowworms become prominent in the absence of the luminaries in the open sky. As there are seasonal changes within a year, so there are changing ages in the duration of the manifest cosmic world. These changing ages are called yugas or periods. As there are 3 modes of nature, there are also various ages dominated by these 3 modes. The period dominated by the mode of goodness is called the Satya Yuga. The period of passion is called the Treda Yuga. And the period of mixed passion and ignorance is called Dwapara Yuga. And the period of darkness and ignorance is called Kali Yuga, or the age of quarrel. The word Kali means quarrel. Kali Yuga is compared to the rainy season because many difficulties in life are experienced during this damp season. In Kali Yuga, there is a dearth of proper guidance. One may take guidance in the evening from the stars and moon, but in the rainy season, the light of guidance comes from insignificant glowworms. The real light in life is the Vedic knowledge. Bhagavad Gita affirms that the purpose of the Veda is to know the all-powerful personality of Godhead. But in this age of quarrel, there are quarrels even over the point of the existence of Godhead. In the godless civilization of the age of quarrel, there are countless religious societies. them trying to banish God from religion. Glowworms want to be prominent in the absence of the sun and the stars. And these small groups following various religious conceptions are like glowworms trying to be prominent before the eyes of the ignorant mass of people. There are now a number of self-made incarnations below follow without authority from the Vedic literatures, and there is regular competition between one incarnation's groups and another's. The Vedic knowledge comes in a tradition from the spiritual master through the chain of disciplic succession, and the knowledge must be acquired through this chain without deviation. In the present age of quarrel, the chain has been broken here and there, and thus the Veda is now interpreted by unauthorized men who have no realization. The so-called followers of the Vedas deny the existence of God. As in the darkness of a cloudy evening, the glowworms deny the existence of the moon and the stars. Sanar people should not be waylaid by such unscrupulous men. Bhagavad Gita is the summary of all Vedic knowledge because it is spoken by the same personality of Godhead who imparted the Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahma, the first created being in the universe. Srimad Bhagavatam was especially spoken for the guidance of the people of this age, which is darkened by the cloud of ignorance.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. I will read this shloka from the Bhagavat. Nishamukheshu khatyothas tamasa bhanti nagraha yatha papena pashanda nahi vedah kalo yuge. In the evening twilight during the rainy season, the darkness allowed the glowworms but not the stars to shine forth. Just as in the age of Kali, the predominance of sinful activities allows atheistic doctrines to overshadow the true knowledge of the Vedas. Purport. Srila Prabhupada comments as follows: during the rainy season in the evening, there are many glowworms visible about the tops of trees, hither and thither, and they glitter just like lights. But the luminaries of the sky, the stars and the moon are not visible. Similarly, in the age of Kali, persons who are atheists or miscreants becomes very prominently visible, whereas persons who are actually following the Vedic principles for spiritual emancipation are practically obscured. This age, Kali Yuga, is compared to the cloudy season of the living entities. In this age, real knowledge is covered by the influence of the material advancement of civilization. The cheap mental speculators, atheists, and manufacturers of so-called religious principles become prominent like the glowworms, whereas persons strictly following the Vedic principles or scriptural injunctions become covered by the clouds of this age. People should learn to take advantage of the actual luminaries of the sky, the sun, moon, and stars, instead of the glowworms' light. Actually, the glowworms cannot give any light in the darkness of the night, as clouds sometimes clear even in the rainy season, and sometimes the moon, stars, and sun become visible. So even in this age of Kali, there are sometimes advantages. The Vedic movement of Lord Chaitanya, the distribution of the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is understood in this way. People seriously eager to find real light should take advantage of this moment instead of looking toward the light of mental speculators and atheists. It's a quotation from Prabhupada. Om Tat Sat. What a beautiful comparison giving here, that glowworms, in the absence of light, you can see the light of the glowworms. If the moon was shining, or if the other lights were on, normally it's difficult to see the glowworms. Or even if they are there, they are insignificant. But because of the fact that other light is not there, the glowworms become prominent as the only available light. In the absence of people not speaking, or in the absence of people speaking the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavat, the real foundational information and the essence of the Vedas given, you will see all sorts of people will become famous. Because we are not preaching other people are doing all sorts of things. People come and ask me, how is it they are doing this? This is completely against the philosophy. This is not mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. This is not mentioned. How are they doing? How much they are getting following so many people? How is it that? Because we are not preaching. Because we are not preaching. Because the light of the moon and the sun is not on. Many of us who know the information remain shrouded, clouded, inactive. And then the glowworms will actually become active. It's very simple to have the glowworms go away. You simply get up and shine. You don't even have to bother about the glowworms. The light and the shining of the Bhagavata and the Bhagavad Gita and the information given will automatically, completely make the glowworms disappear. They will not be seen by anybody because they're insignificant light. So if each one of the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the followers of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, get up and actually do the speaking of the absolute truth that they can do to whatever extent, you will see that automatically these glowworms will disappear from the horizon. We don't even need to oppose them. They are only becoming strong because of the absence of the light and the sun, light of the sun. Puranarko adunodita hai. Arka means sun. Krishne swadhamo pagate dharmagyana adibihi sah. Kalau nashtadrisham esham puranarko adunodita hai. The Bhagavatam says that Krishna left this planet. Kali took over. On the same instance that Krishna left, the next moment Kali took over. It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Kali means darkness. Kali means kalaha. Kalaha means quarrel, hypocrisy, everything. Will stir up all sorts of misunderstanding, wrong understanding, hypocrisy, quarrel, fighting, everything will be stirred up by Kali. So when we don't use the Bhagavatam which has risen, Puranarko adunodita hai. Krishna has disappeared, but in the place of Krishna, Krishna has allowed the Bhagavatam to appear. The Bhagavatam, it's mentioned, is like the sun. The light of the sun of the Bhagavatam should shine. It will shine only when devotees of the Lord use it, speak it, distribute it. Propaganda of the Bhagavatam should be done, of Krishna should be done. The holy name should be done. This is what Prabhupada has done. He has taken the chanting of the holy name to the streets. He has taken Lord Gaurnitai to everybody's house. He has taken public propaganda of the Krishna consciousness movement by building temples, by coming out in the fourth. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of telling the truth because you have the sun with you. If the sun shines, everything else disappears. The glowworms disappears. He did not go behind all the glowworms. But wherever they came in his path, he thoroughly attacked them and finished them. He did not go out of his way and chase all the glowworms. No. Nobody could talk anything about Prabhupada. I have not seen one person making a negative comment about Prabhupada and what he did. Because he was pure and he was speaking the absolute truth loudly and clearly. He was not compromising anything. He was bold in presenting the truth. That is the meaning of the sun. The sun is fiery, it is hot, it burns up and purifies things. It actually clears up all the dirt and the mucky things around in this world. Sun is very, very important. It's a high, powerful purifying agent, right? During the COVID, we were all asked to go and stand in the sun. Please get some sun. Very important. And people understood the importance of the sun even for material reasons. We are here speaking about the sun for spiritual reasons also. Comparing the Bhagavatam to the sun. So if we step out and use the sun of the Bhagavatam and preach, Whatever we know. It is not that we have to think that I don't know, I will one day come to know, then I will preach. Whatever you know, you can tell, because there are always people who don't know anything. And you can tell something to them about Bhagavad, about Bhagavad Gita, about you being not the body. You can chant about Hare Krishna, about Bhakti Yoga, about something we can learn and we can tell. We don't have to be 100% knowledgeable. Everybody should make the sun shine. The Bhagavatam sun has to shine. Then everybody has to make an effort to be on the Bhagavatam propaganda. Bhagavat science should be propaganda, given propaganda. So we should all contribute to it. It's not that the sun of the Bhagavatam will, definitely it can shine on its own. No doubt, it's already shining. But we need to do the needful. That is the instruction of the Acharya. It's the instruction of Prabhupada. No point complaining that this person is preaching this nonsense, this person is doing this, how dare he do that, this, that and all. We should get up and preach. It simply means that we are not preaching. It's the glowworms. Very nice analogy. So the Bhagavatam calls them just glowworms. Just worms. I like the analogy. And they give some credit saying, no, sometimes they flash a little bit. Sometimes some little sense they may speak. But they claim to be as good as the sun, which is not a proper claim. They should glorify Krishna. They should come out and say Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's what Prabhupada did, boldly. Because he knew the sun will shine. Puranarko adunoditaha, Bhagavatam is like the sun. It will shine. You just have to do a little work to propagate it. So for that sake, Prabhupada set up the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And through that agency, he is propagating the science of the Bhagavatam and making it reach as many people as possible. As today, we are discussing the 10th canto. We're discussing a beautiful portion of it. Like I mentioned to you, this is the portion that Prabhupada was supposed to present in a huge conference on nature and everything. Prabhupada chose this from the Bhagavatam, and then he wrote this for each verse. He wrote this and he compiled it ready to, but he did not attend the conference. Later, after he passed away, the devotees got that together and published it as a book called The Light of the Bhagavad. So you can imagine how useful the Bhagavatam is. Because here you'll find all analogies on the basis of nature, how we can learn lessons from nature. So you have these characters, glowworms also in nature. In each country, they have different types of things also. Everywhere glowworms are present. I've seen them in many other countries also. But in some places, they pay importance to certain things. In the English period, in English times, I remember hearing a song called Jack in the Green. Jack in the Green means there is a creature called Jack who looks after all the greenery in nature, and he does a lot of work to keep everything green. And he's got a long tail hanging down. He drinks from the acorn cup. He's chota guy. He jumps around here and there and helps all the trees, the plants, the grasshoppers, the insects, everybody to move around and keep everything green and maintain nature. And nature has been glorified by great poets and great personalities a lot. The variedness and the biodiversity, everything that we call today, is being glorified. So this portion of the Bhagavatam, that aspect of nature in Vrindavana is being spoken about. And whether adding to the beauty of nature is the glowworms. The glowworms look very beautiful in the night, especially in the rainy season. They come out. Here in Kerala, you can see it. They'll come out in the flash, we'll see them. It looks very, kids and all get very thrilled watching that insect that has got its own electricity and lights up. They can't imagine how it is happening. They get very fascinated. And they will ask questions that how is it lighting up? And fathers, I've seen them saying, it's got its own electricity and bulb. It lights up. And the kids say, it's got its own electricity and bulb. How is it possible? It's thinking in the mind. But this is very wonderful. Looks very beautiful, the glowworms. But the problem is when the glowworms claim to be substitute for the sun, then only the problem comes. If the glowworms remain glowworms and give a little light and say, I'm a glowworm and I've come to give you a good time, it's okay, it's fine, it's beautiful, it's part of nature. When the glowworms think that they are the sun and they want to make us believe that they are the sun, then comes a real problem. Because when the sky clears and the real sun comes out, how do we maintain that you are the sun? It's not possible to maintain that philosophy. Yeah? So therefore, all these people have got the glowworm acharyas, I call them, so-called glowworm gurus, GWG, glowworm gurus. The phenomena of I have a glowworm intention in my mind that I want to be worshipped as a guru. It's a glowworm intention because you want to be something which you are not. Why? Why don't you become a servant of Krishna? Why don't you actually serve Krishna and help people to understand Krishna? Why don't you be a genuine sun, a ray of sun, helping people to get the light of the Bhagavata into their lives? Why remain a glowworm independently trying to emit some light and trying to illuminate the people? You don't have the capacity. And it is intermittent glowing that you can do, right? And it is not enough light. But you imagine if the sun comes up and lights up, how everything becomes so bright and how everybody is very comfortable with the sun. That is the pure Krishna consciousness, the Bhagavatam. Prabhupada very strongly attacked false Swamijis who claimed to know the truth but actually did not know at all. And they were leading people the wrong way. This is a characteristic of Kali Yuga. The Bhagavatam describes in other places there are 4 types of people who will come and confuse people, posing as sadhus. Means posing as the sun. They're actually glowworms, but they pose as the sun. Dharma bhado vidharmasyat paradharmo what is it? Dharma bhado vidharmasyat paradharmo anuchoditaha upakhandastu what is it? Upadharmastu pakando damboba shabda vichala. If you can get that shloka out, it's in somewhere in the I think in the middle of Bhagavatam somewhere. Dharma bhado vidharmasyat paradharma, and then I forget to fill in the blanks. Like this, there are 4 types of people. Shabda bichalaha. Shabda bichalaha means who is very good at using his tongue to speak very well. We have a character like that. He can speak anything under the sun, but speaks very nicely, but speaks complete untruth. All lies you can speak very smoothly and convincingly. This is a characteristic of Kali Yuga, hypocrisy. That you speak glib tongue, they say, a very smooth tongue you have got. You speak very smoothly and you can speak untruth. And people get very attracted because you speak very sweetly. But you have no content, zero content, full of lies. But it's very attractive. It's very attractive. So, this is called Shabda Vichalaha. Then Dharma Bhado Vidharmasyat. Then there is Upadharmastu Pakando Dharmo Upadharma. All sorts of these 4, 5 classified people you will find them, all these glowworms are still existing now. In Kali Yuga, they are rampant like nothing. Everybody wants to be Guru. Everybody wants to be worshipped as God. If I can get a chance to get at least 20, 15 people, I am happy about it. I'm immediately happy about it, right? So this is mentioned, these type of characters are mentioned in Kali Yuga. But all of them will finish if the sun rises. The sun of the Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita should rise. And for that, all the devotees are responsible. The Lord will do that only through his devotees. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada played that role. Many people did not know how to do it and they're wondering whether I should do it. Some are wondering, I don't want to do it. It's too much work, too much tapasya, too much sacrifice. So Prabhupada went ahead and did it. And he showed the whole world and all of us that if we all take up the process of preaching Krishna consciousness, the whole world will change into Vaikuntha, he said. And all these glowworms are nobody. Sometimes we feel very inferior in front of them and we think they are great persons. They are not. They're not speaking about the absolute truth, Krishna. They're giving us completely opposite science, which is not even a science, misleading everybody. And you don't have to worry. They may be popular. Mostly demoniac people are only popular nowadays. Or those people who work for demons are popular. Or demoniac agencies are popular. Those who contribute to Kali are popular because it is Kali who is deciding who will be popular. If you're speaking Bhagavad Gita and all that, Kali will make sure that you stand in the way and your popularity is not increased. That is the nature of Kali. Social media is completely Kali's hand tool, according to me. People are willing to do anything to market themselves. They pay huge money and market themselves. They're talking something rotten and that is being marketed and everybody is hearing it and giving likes to that. If it is like this, then people will like very much. It means it has to speak untruth, then people will like it. You'll become popular if you speak the untruth. If you go against the truth also, you'll be very popular. Opposition is the way to attract attention in Kali Yuga. Simply oppose something which is obviously nice and then you become popular. You become popular. So this is Kali's work. So these are all Glowworm Incorporated. They're all working for the Kali's organization called Glowworms Incorporated, Inc. And if you work for that, you will hanker for popularity. Kali will give it to you. You'll work more and you will misdirect people and not speak direct Krishna consciousness. So these are all pitfalls. We must be very careful in Krishna consciousness. We should stick to speaking the truth as it is, stick to reading Prabhupada's books and explaining it to people, use the purports of Prabhupada. Nothing is as complete as Prabhupada's works. It's more than enough if you simply read Prabhupada's books. They've got all these amazing shlokas and Prabhupada explains them so nicely in relation to the circumstance we are in, according to the time and place. So we can use that and we should get up and preach Krishna consciousness. Everyone should do it. Everyone should do it. Don't become lazy in doing it. If Krishna and Lord Chaitanya and Prabhupada are looking forward in these places that the rahasyam, bhaktosi me saka cheti rahasyam hi etat uttamam. If the rahasyam has to be preached, whom are they looking forward to? You and me. We should become instruments of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of Prabhupada, and preach the holy name, give these books to others, teach them Krishna consciousness, and show it to them by your own example. And you could become a ray of the sun, powerful, original, full of light. This is Prabhupada's instruction. Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki. Open for questions and comments. The forum is open for questions and comments.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yeah.
You said that this Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is the light, and that atheistic people are glowworms. But myself, I am just getting more attracted to the glowworms, even though I have seen that the true light of the sun, but I'm not getting attracted to that. Why is that?
Because you are coming from the glowworm parampara, it will take some time to shed that glowworm tendency. What you should do is to increase the association of the sun-like devotees of the Lord. Hear more from them. If you regularly hear Prabhupada's lectures, you will shun the glowworm tendency very soon. If you regularly read Prabhupada's books, you will have his association, as he has said, and you will be able to understand how insignificant the glowworms are. We have material desires lurking in our heart. And so there's a tendency to get attracted to some glowworms. Sometimes we use what the glowworms would say and preach Krishna consciousness also, but with detachment. We say so-and-so has said this, and we use that and preach Krishna consciousness. It's not that we are sold out to their ideology, but we try to use what they have said in a different way. Not in the way they would have meant it, but in a different way. But people get, good, these glowworms get good attention from the people. So we use that. But to say that I'm attracted to the glowworms means that we have to use our intelligence and we have to analyze, why am I attracted? It must be, like I mentioned, because we are not having a strong association of the sun. And the second thing may be that we have our own material desires in our heart. And when what the glowworm says matches with what I have in the heart, then we tend to say, very good, thank you for confirming it. But these are not real. We can use our intelligence, deliberate on it and say they are not real. We may get attracted to many things, but everything that we get attracted to need not be true, need not be real, need not be factual. Under the modes of material nature, like it's mentioned there in this verse, many things are done and we become attracted to many things, but it's not reality. For a person who's intelligent and whose intelligence has been awakened by reading of the Shastra, he can control that tendency to become attracted to the glowworms by developing a higher taste. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina raso varjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Krishna is speaking about developing the higher taste. Instead of fighting with the glowworm taste, spend time and energy indulging in the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita, in the association of devotees. I think gradually the glowworm taste will disappear. That is proof. All right? Any other question or comment? No. Okay. Somebody's raised hand. Is it? No. Did I see somebody's hand raised? Okay. So, happy Ekadashi ending. Have a great time. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.